It starts with a simple errand. A young girl is sent across town to deliver a freshly baked cake to her grandmother. Before she leaves, her mother establishes a rigid parameter for the journey. Reaching the house is secondary to the method used to get there. This map shows the two available options. Path A is a paved, reliable road that takes more time but carries no physical risk. Path B is a direct line cutting straight through a dense jungle, an environment known to house apex predators. The mother's directive is absolute: stay on the paved road. While standing in the safety of her home, the girl agrees to the protocol without hesitation. It is easy to agree to safety measures in a secure environment. The challenge begins when those rules are tested by the friction of the real world. Out on the road, that friction takes the form of physical fatigue. For a small child, the approved detour requires a level of exertion she wasn't prepared for. As she tires, her logic shifts. The mother's abstract warnings begin to feel less urgent than her immediate desire to finish the walk and rest. Seeking a more efficient path, she abandons the rule and steps off the dirt road and into the trees. A sequence of total failure often begins with a simple, practical choice to prioritize convenience over a mandate that feels unnecessary in the moment. The jungle environment immediately provides a distraction. She stops to pick a few wildflowers, letting her situational awareness drop to zero. This is when the wolf makes its initial approach. It doesn't move to attack immediately. Instead, it watches and waits. The predator relies on a disarming tone. It speaks calmly, asking simple, seemingly innocent questions about why she is in the woods and where she is going. Relaxed by the conversation, the girl makes a critical error. She explains her exact payload, the cake, and her final destination, the isolated house on the edge of the forest. A local woodcutter passes by, and the wolf retreats into the brush. The girl continues on her way, believing the encounter was harmless, unaware that she has handed over a detailed itinerary. Casual oversharing can be just as dangerous as a physical breach. By being polite, she inadvertently gave an adversary a roadmap to her grandmother's door. The wolf uses the very shortcut the girl was warned about to outpace her. He reaches the house minutes before she can arrive. He knocks, and the grandmother, expecting her granddaughter, opens the door. The secondary location is compromised instantly. To maintain control of the environment, the wolf shoves the grandmother into a heavy cupboard and locks it, removing her from the scene. Then he assumes her identity. He puts on her clothes, pulls a cap over his ears, and lies in wait under the covers. A single lapse in operational security allowed the threat to bypass every defense and wait inside the target zone. When the girl finally enters the house, she expects a warm welcome. Instead, she finds herself leaning in toward a figure that doesn't quite look right. She notices the physical details are wrong. She questions the oversized eyes, the sharp ears, and the heavy, jagged teeth. The wolf springs the trap. He drops the act and lunges from the bed to finish the hunt. The woodcutter, who had followed the girl's trail, bursts through the door. He uses his axe to neutralize the wolf before it can land a strike. With the predator dead, they quickly unlock the cupboard and help the grandmother out, ending the immediate crisis. The girl survived, but not because of her own choices. Her survival was entirely dependent on the intervention of a third party who happened to be nearby. Back at home, the girl is safe, but the memory of the wolf has replaced her previous sense of security. She recounts every detail of the detour and the attack to her mother. Her mother is clear. The rules were not suggestions. They were designed specifically to prevent the exact chain of events that nearly killed her. This chart shows the logic of the original mandate. By choosing compliance, the girl would have reached the house safely. By choosing deviation, she triggered a predictable series of threats. The experience leaves her with a hard-earned lesson. She vows to never enter the jungle again and to defer to her mother's safety instructions without exception. Rules established by experienced authorities are rarely meant to limit freedom. They are guardrails built to protect against specific, lethal risks. The shortcut is never worth the price.